Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. Yes, indeed, it's me, not some sort of cheap substitute or knockoff. It's not Imperial Swede or Imperial Norwegian, it is Imperial Dane. Ready to deliver to your eyes and ears more lovely Danish propaganda right here from the Propaganda Ministry. We're going to be having a 1 vs 1 on Angoville again. Not really a lot of good 2 vs 2s of late, and again, also been busy, so I haven't had a lot of time to check through a lot of replays. And finally, I suppose at all's best, this is actually going to be a bit of a long game, so sped up, obviously also low quality, but still. Finally, I mean, well, I haven't really been getting a lot of replays from people. I mean, it's sort of been low, and again, I suppose some just feeling, well, you know, I haven't casted in some of my other games, so why should I send in more? Well, again, there's a lot of things that go into actually casting a game. A lot of things. Again, I mean, it could simply be some little detail and basically means your game isn't really fun watching for other people, and sort of those things also have to take into consideration. I mean, it's not just your feelings, it's basically the entertainment value of all those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people watching. I mean, if it's not entertaining or even thus some sort of educational value it can possess, I mean, what's the point? And I sort of have to sort of try and take those into account. I know it sucks, and I certainly don't like it either sometimes. You know, sometimes I just wish I could cast some rubbish game, but, you know, and sometimes I have to, but I'll try to take the least rubbish game. All the way in the southern corner, though, we are seeing Silentrain. Silentrain. Although I'm pretty sure, considering he's playing the American, he's going to be anything but silent. The Americans never really were good at keeping stealth and skill. They were more about artillery. Hey, let's fire some more artillery and artillery. Though fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 3rd Armoured Division. Now let's no. Sorry, not the 3rd Armoured Division. 29th Infantry Division. Opposing him shall be Demojeep. Yes, indeed. Except he's fighting for the Wehrmacht, so that's probably going to be a demolition Kugelwagen or demolition Schwimmwagen. Question is, of course, if he does have those. And no, he has a bike, so it's demo bike. Well, not really. But an MG42 out first, and the bike to sort of act as sort of a spotter for it, and of course push anything. You had no school today. How old are these guys? By the way, though, fighting for the 17th SS, yes indeed, but it really was sort of one of the only divisions really sort of with armor early on that fought the Americans. Plus, for some reason, I just like the fact they were the only Panzergrenadier division, and which for some reason keeps bringing them to my mind, so my apologies, of course. Plus, of course, they also were the ones who actually have the Stu 4s in Normandy, amongst other things. But Pioneers are advancing. He's actually spreading out a bit, not just focusing on one side, but on both sides. Demojeep, the ever bold. Rifleman up there, Silentrain. So far not really achieving much silence, getting shot at a bit. Bike patrolling. Doing alright. Hans and Bernhard on the move. And rather realizing there's actually some opponents, they drive away, looking less cool. Drive, Bernhard, drive! I don't want to get shot like my brother. Anyways, Volksgrenadiers moving up. Jolly good thing. Squad lead at front, thus most likely getting himself shot again. That's sort of one of the major disadvantages of the Volksgrenadier team. Once the squad leader goes down, he tends to go that as the first one. The firepower of the team actually diminishes greatly. I mean, it really can't be underestimated how big a hit that firepower of the team will actually take. And Fraps being a bit silly, but stabilizing quickly. Eastern front, or eastern half of the map, quickly going into the siege, and of course that's rather one of the features of Angoville. It's sharply divided, a bit of a cast, but at the same time also ensuring in fact you can creep up in some cases. A bit of barbed wire. Pioneers though go down. Unfortunate. And just get pushed off. And back into action. Bike in action. Volksgrenadiers in action, although caught in the middle of the road. Avoid negative cover if possible. Or trying to play some heavy cover there, I suppose. Well, they're usually trying to hold a position from the middle of the road. Not really tactically advisable for the most part. And MG42 trying to hit those riflemen, apparently just beyond range. Poor MG42 team. Not quite able to hit. Bike moving out. Volksgrenadiers staying nearby. Protecting the victory point. MG42 taking point. A bit aggressive, in fact. We're seeing only one Volksgrenadier and 2 MGs and a bike. Cheeky that. Riflemen, though, might have made their final misstep. And there we go. MG42 releasing a hailstorm of bullets. pressing and wounding. Oh dear, the riflemen are going to run right past them. And then the MG actually turns about. What's less functional. Riflemen holding up here. Mines going down there for demolition jeep. And riflemen are basically just hanging about, ready to lead the assault. But the MG42 setting up there at the northern end of the road, designating this is the end of the road for the riflemen if they ever go there. Looks like he is preparing for an assault. Lots of riflemen, and could he could be trying to actually time this with a BAR. And that is something more skilled players do. They don't just go for the BAR right away. They let the riflemen get close. Then they pop up with the BARs and thus are able to unleash all that automatic fire right at their opponent up close. And of course that does require a bit of timing. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. MG42 though and riflemen have been getting close. Will this happen? Will this be the case? They are now in heavy cover. MG is not. If the riflemen get the BAR, this could easily turn ugly. Flamethrowers getting up close. MG42 here in trouble. Riflemen taking absolute heavy losses though. Doesn't look like BARs were prepared then. My fault, he could also have gone for grenades. Wait, there we go, BAR up. MG42 down, kaput, tot, getötet. Volksgrenadiers flying away, Frap. My apologies about this, not sure what's gotten into Fraps lately. It's been ever so nice and quiet for some time. Sadly, these things happen, but though pushing up here, MG42 exposed. Oh dear, although the riflemen are not quite in condition to actually take it. Phew, there we go, they can't take it now without sacrificing, and there we go for the fatherland app, extolling the virtues of holding the line, not one step back. Increasing the defensive values of the Volksgrenadiers, making them harder to hit and damage. And Fraps is slowly at this rate actually becoming an expletive rather than just the name of the recording program. Trias Center though going up, and losses have been grim for Silentrain. Clearly not being very silent. But looks like he was able to steal and nick an MG42 from the Germans. Thus giving them some good solid German engineering, which could easily turn into a bigger problem for the Wehrmacht. In particular since they are already lacking a bit in offensive forces, though they have now two Volksgrenadier teams. Could it be that he was actually expecting a BAR push? He's now going for the skirmish phase. Will it be that, or will he actually be sort of trying to go straight for the third tier, to go for armored cars and go against the Americans with that, which of course is a pretty normal response in most cases, to go for the armored cars. Volksgrenadiers is getting burned alive, except for the flames can't seem to hit, but there we go, pushed away. Riflemen with BRs pushing in, counter-attacking, turning things most deadly for the German infantry. And MG42 to cover the flanks here, at least cover the advance. We are seeing a bunker up, but no upgrades for it so far. The, of course, munitions were spent on for the fatherland, though he might be getting a medic bunker now. Plus, of course, with defensive doctrine and enough command points, he can also reinforce from it. Yes, sir. But so far, a 10-year script on the western half. MG42 moving up to support the Americans, to pin down the German defender. And also sneaking up here on the flanks again. Although a mine is there, but it looks like the Americans will be getting right past it. Pioneers forced away. Riflemen moving in, going straight for the cutoff point. Moving in here as well. Attacking on several points. That is good American tactics. And the usual tactics, in fact. Particularly once you have the BR, since that basically means the firepower of one rifle team is greatly increased, to put it mildly. Volksgrenadiers are being handed down by the riflemen pulling back. Medic bunker up, but there's no real wounded for them, and now they're actually targets for those vicious American riflemen, respecting no convention, except whatever benefits them. And now we are seeing the Sturm Army up, and armored car could be on the way. He certainly has more or less the resources for it. Volksgrenadiers trying to protect what is left of what was once the proud territory of demolition jeep. Pulling up on the flank, getting up on the riflemen, killing a few, laying down sandbags. Good, good, good. Going to quite help a bit. Medics getting executed. It looks like they're not quite able to get the full benefit amount of sandbags to cover all these Volks grenadiers simply too short, plus an MG42 moving up. Situation was not durable, and there we go, MG42, they're protecting the seat of the Volks grenadiers. Armored car on the way, schwerer Panzer B-Wagen, again the sort of usual armored car, mostly used. There were still some of the lighter ones, although they were being phased out, either for those larger ones, or of course the sort of tracked ones, the half-track armored car essentially, which you actually don't see much of here in Company of Heroes though. Though there were also some Panzer II Lux, which was also used as a reconnaissance vehicle, and there were some based on the Panzer 38T, and I believe they also were in Normandy in fact. Basically imagine a reconnaissance tanks based on the Hetzer chassis, I suppose a bit, as that was basically the Panzer 38T, which was the sort of main component tank for that. There was also a slight different variation with a sort of stubby 75mm gun, basically the sort of gun of the 75, the Panzer IV infantry support tank. But there we go, armor car moving up, autocannon blazing, and looks there, rather good usage of his opponent's sandbags, but the armor cars render that a bit moot. Though this is really going to be a steep climb back for Demojeep, although looks like Silentrain has made it easier for him by not planting any mines. Oh dear, Silentrain, you have so much munitions, but you're not bothered to mine to prepare for the inevitable German counterattack. How could you, Silentrain? You're not even very silent, and you're not good at mining. Tisk tisk. Volksgrenadiers quickly get pushed off again. No good position to really stop against those riflemen with the BARs. Bit unfortunate that. And looks like the Silentrain though was able to exploit this sort of heavy presence he had on the map to then quickly go for the armored car, and probably again he was actually probably expecting, you know, the German armored car, and thus went for something to stop that with his own armored car, quickly upgrading it. Of course, Mr. Demojeep doesn't quite have any anti-tank assets to stop it. I don't even think he has the munitions to actually upgrade the armored car to a Puma, which is certainly going to be a problem for him. Not really looking good though. Not really looking good for the Wehrmacht at the moment. The 17th SS having taken quite a beating. Lost a lot of territory. And are quite consistently outmaneuvered at this stage. Armor car moving up, catching some riflemen. Autocannon tearing through those soft American bodies. Killing them outright. And Volksgrenadiers is trying desperately to establish a defensive line, but getting murdered, shot down. Medics, though, doing their best to pick up the wounded. Securing a few just in time before then getting executed by the Americans. And that is it. Anti-tank enemy now getting ready to sort of stop any further business from that armored car in case he upgrades it. Of course, gets a Sturmgeschütz. Although, look, he's actually taking back. He might be going for a pack to actually deal with that armored car. Could, of course, also get a mortar then to sort of try and deal with that anti-tank gun. And now the bunker is getting burned up using, again, the sandbags. So lovely provided here by Demojeep. No attempt at, but while then again, the engineers would have sorted that out. Armor car moving up, but of course going to make itself a target for that. No, the anti-tank gun just keeps blasting away at the bunker. Volksgrenadiers is getting ready for the push in the east, where there's absolutely no Americans. This is the side that America forgot. Could be a sort of really spiffy sounding documentary, but sadly it's not.
Posts report we are losing a sector.
Building complete.
Don't think this medic bunker will survive the night, and there we go. Pioneers did their best, but sadly it was not enough. The bunker had to be put down. Panzerabwehrkanone 38 moving up, not the primary anti-tank gun on this stage of war. That would have been the 75mm Pak 40, but that was considerably larger. Not as easy to move about, and of course then the Americans would have to have their own variant, and that again really wasn't movable. I mean, the Germans sort of actually was the minimum. The Pak 40 that could really be moved up at that sort of size. I mean, the 17-pounder at all couldn't be moved by infantry. Sort of little details there. Plus, I suppose for most purposes, the Pak 38 does alright. And there we go, a few good shots from that anti-tank gun. And a mine. Oh dear. And the anti-tank gun finishes it off. Oh dear. That was most unfortunate. He hadn't been sweeping for mines. Oh dear. That's a good reason, of course, why he wants to sweep for mines. There we go. Silentrain actually mining the central road. Jolly good. But armored car went down. That was gay. Well, I don't think it was gay. You know, gay usually connotates, you know, being jolly or possibly homosexual. I didn't really see either there. You might be looking for that was bad, that was terrible, that was unfortunate, but not that was gay. You know, just trying to enlighten your verbal horizons. And you know, try to stay classy. This is an Xbox Live. This is Company of Heroes. And once more using the sandbag, so lovely, provided again good recycling of your opponent's assets. Sniper though has arrived. Sniper Koenig getting one good American through the face. Rifle sneaking up here, running into the MG42, schweres MG42.
We're losing ground out there.
Now pushing on either side, more anti-tank guns being pushed to the front. Though it looks like it's the wrong front where there's absolutely no armored cars. That's less good. Will there be an attempt by Demojeep to try and salvage this armored car wreck? Mines, more mines. Good to see that Silentrain actually this time around gets about to some mines. And a supply upgrade. That's amazing. Now we just need a medic station. And candy. Oh dear, these pioneers could be in trouble. American assault force moving in. Rather than getting sniped as they're advancing up through here. Volksgrenadiers taking quite a shooting. And the armored car catches some engineers, most unfortunate engineers, and rather destroys any American dreams of advancing up through the eastern side. But looks like things are calming down a bit again. American anti-tank guns keeping a bit of range, don't want to run into that sniper. Rather than getting sniped, Volksgun is moving up. Rather than moving in from as many sides as possible. It looks like the anti-tank guns are just finding way for something to do. MG stopping one prong of the assault, but there are more. Oh dear. Sniper forced to run past the American rifleman with the BRs, but looks like he will be making it. For the fatherland goes up. Pioneers though could be going down. Armored car rushes in. There's absolutely nothing from Silentrain to really stop it. The anti-tank guns are not close enough. MG42 still a problem. Medics getting gunned down. Riflemen getting slaughtered. Artillery getting called in on the Volksgrenadiers and the pack and the armored car. Will they be able to get out of there? And yes, just barely. Infantry has been chosen for Silentrain, thus really negating his whole name, Silentrain. The last thing you'd call artillery is silent, or for that matter, Silentrain. So yeah, not, I suppose, the best descriptive of nicknames or usernames, whatever. Looks like he's getting several snipers to try and catch the German sniper. Of course, snipers have taken a rather excessive role here in Company of Heroes now after the last patch. Certainly some people seem to be getting a bit tired of them. Partly due to the fact it can be really difficult to counter-snipe, usually because the sniper just needs to move a bit, and he becomes a lot harder to hit, apparently. And other things like that, which makes counter-sniping a lot more dangerous. Not quite worth it. So of course there's that, I suppose. I personally like to see snipers becoming a bit more like anti-tank guns. You sight them down and they get one shot cloaked or something like that, rather than they sort of, you know, can just move about completely invisible out in the middle of the bloody road. Rather than watch them running into the armored car still standing watch. More than in place armored car, I suppose.
We're losing ground out there.
Pushing up there, anti-tank guns slowly moving forwards. Sniper has revealed themselves to the German snipers though, and the anti-tank gun gets sniped. No idea though why he's sending it in. Oh, I think that might actually have been a misclick. Folks going to get sniped, and armor car under fire. Nebelwerfer has arrived to support. Firing away, hammering the American positions. Oh, the anti-tank gun got scorched. Burned. Turned into fish sticks. MG42 holding the position right there, preventing harassment. And there's of course a larger concerted assault is pushed in. Medic bunker almost ready to present with the full grenadier team riflemen. Oh, the mines and the armored car and those Volksgrenadiers, who so far have only managed 2 kills with 1 team. That's not the best statistic, I suppose. Lots of snipering going on. And the German sniper finally went down. The reign of the count with the scope Gewehr 43 actually went down. Relic actually went for the scope Gewehr 43 rather than Kar 98K.
Our forces are taking casualties.
And now the American snipers actually oh! Got something right there in the throat, but now the American snipers essentially have free reign. If they really want to push it, go for the MG42. Kill some grenadiers who have now arrived. More veteran troops of the 17th. Armored car though flanks. Oh, bugger. Both anti-tank guns have been decrewed. Howitzer going up for Silentrain. But really, 2 anti-tank guns down. That's quite unfortunate. Will there be an attempt by Silentrain to Demolition Jeep to recruit those? No, there's been artillery going in. Will the grenadiers get out there in time? Yes, indeed. And the anti-tank gun could be knocked out by his artillery. There we go. So he cannot recruit them, reseize them, reuse them. In fact, he's rendered himself pretty vulnerable to the ministrations of the armored cars, although he's having a lot of troops around the bunker. And of course, oh dear, he actually knows where the bunker is, of course. And oh dear, so many losses, so many men dead. Volksgrenadiers, pioneers, medics, it's all a mess. Who is what? Where does Hans begin and Bernard end? Oh, the inhumanity. Let's return to Demolition Jeep, who's now going with a bit of registered artillery, which is a nice little mortar barrage. The officer, a Wehrmacht officer, can also call that in, but it's pretty rubbish. Besides being more expensive than this, it also takes a lot longer to hit. And of course, there's the whole red flare, and of course the fact that there's an officer at the front, you know, going, "Oi, artillery there, you dummkopfs," which again sort of ruins it. It's not like officer artillery, which actually hits pretty fast and is more than mortars. It's actually, so now how it's a barrage shells. In that sense, the officer is a bit not very well. Tragically,
Ready for orders.
one could dream of a patch where it sort of gets a bit better. The LMG 42 gets a bit better. Snipers get reworked, and such would be nice. Tank depot going up. Oh dear, that was the Grenadiers absolutely ruined by a howitzer strike again and absolutely turned into a bloody pulp. Snipers moving in, keeping up the attrition on the Germans. Another German sniper out though, though he is on his own. Would it be enough though? The Nebelwerfer is on the way, and literally enough, it doesn't look like there's been any attempt by Silentrain to actually effectuate any sort of counter battery fire, getting that Nebelwerfer out of the way. Another bike out to sort of help catching the American snipers. Well, of course, staying close to their friends. And we are seeing tank traps going up here, trying to sort of defend against any sort of sneaky bits right down there. More artillery on the bunker, quite unfortunate. Though this time losses are not quite as extreme. A bit of riflemen getting run off. And oh dear, mines hit. Good thing the howitzer's already fired, otherwise it might decide to fire right there and perhaps even get those armored cars, which would be quite unfortunate. Mine engagement right here. Rifleman running into Volksgrenadiers and a sniper. And then, oh dear, 2 Volksgrenadiers down already. Point secured by the lovely lands of the Wehrmacht. And now things have actually turned around and we'll just speed things up a bit. But now the American commander has been pushed back to the limits of his own base. Sherman, though, has arrived, a bit of armor to push the way for the 29th against the 17th SS, which really only had assault guns for armor. Although it was supposed to sort of get the Panzer IV. Oh, the bike hits a mine. The bike hits a mine. It was a bit unfortunate in that, but again, that shows the effectiveness of using mines. Also, when you have snipers to sort of protect against any matters like that. But looks like Sturmgeschütz has arrived. Sturmgeschützwehr. And the Nebelwerfer gets hit by counter-artillery fire. There we go. There we go. Still no medic bank station though. Oh, there's a medic bunker for demolition jeep. That's good, although he's still going to need grenadiers. Armored cars hunting down those sneaky riflemen, dropping up BAR. Sherman though could pull up to do some damage to those armored cars, push them back. In the name of Uncle Sam of the Armored Forces for Sherman, for General William Tecumseh Sherman of Civil War fame, for whom it was named. And the Volksgrenadier riflemen are running into a bit of problems. Those Stug MG42 Volksgrenadiers. But now the Sherman is arriving. Hurrah for Sherman. Crashing through everything right into pack fire, and of course the Stug, which you can't quite deal with. The Stug could actually knock out the Sherman from about 2 kilometers away, whereas the Sherman actually had to get within 1 kilometer's range or so. I believe it might actually have been closer. It was only when it got upgunned that... No, it was actually 3 kilometers that the Stug could knock it out from. My pardons. It would actually require the upgun, basically, bearing the 76mm high velocity for it to sort of do it at the same ranges. Fun little fact there. MG42 though from the Americans pulling forward, though a bit exposed, need to get out of there, get out of that crater, get back, get reinforced. Now we are seeing Nebelwerfer, we are also seeing artillery fire at the suspected German positions, where the pack could be hiding. And the MG42 gets sniped. German pushing up here. Armored cars patrolling. Another mine hit. Sherman in dire need of repairs. Howitzer firing. Is it already? Hasn't it already fired? Never mind then. Oh wait, it was firing. Pack gets out of there. And armored cars running into the Sherman. There's absolutely nothing to stop it up here though. Sherman could be doing a lot of damage. In fact, it does. It goes straight for the armored cars, though it has to be careful. There's a mine. There's a mine. Oh, the armored car survives another hit. Will it survive one last one? No, it does not. Armored car down. Gepanzert ist schwerer Panzerspähwagen down. And of course, no mid-game analysis. The game is simply too long for that. But still, I mean, we have seen a bit of reversal here, you know, from having the Americans having the advantage to now the Wehrmacht holding the advantage. Will think turn around. Panzerfaust against the Sherman. Oh dear. Supplier 2 upgrade. No, good, good. Lovely to see. Lovely to see. And another registered artillery barrage. More mortar fire. The Wehrmacht certainly had the advantage with the mortars, since theirs were basically bigger than the Americans on pretty much all levels. And where the Americans had the 81mm, the Germans would have had a 120mm heavy mortar, which they'd copied after Russians. It was basically the Russian, just with another name. They actually used a bit of Russian equipment. They also captured a large amount of submachine guns, which you basically rechambered to use German ammunition. There was about several millions of those. Pack, though, gets knocked out. That's not good at all. Getting behind on the Stug, which is damaged. And of course, if that Sherman gets upgunned, it won't have as much problem with that Stug. Still eastern side, alright. Still no grenadier teams for demolition jeep. Riflemen get pushed back. And Rangers to lead the way for the 29th out of the darkness. Snipers moving up. Both veterans 1, both 7 kills more or less. MG42 getting sniped. American sniper gets a rifleman. And more infantry goes down in this case. So, oh dear, I think he might actually lost an entire Volksgrenadier team. Yes, indeed. And there seems to be a bit of a problem for demolition jeep. He apparently doesn't get any sort of indicator, which can happen if you're not directly looking at it from time. It's a bit unfortunate. And now artillery, though. More artillery getting in, though. In this case, he does spot it, does hear it. Sherman, Stug surviving most of it, but the pack is being forced away. Sherman moves up, but quickly gets forced back. Looks like, in fact, it has been outgunned. Yes, indeed, increasing the velocity and the, in fact, caliber of the gun, though not by a great deal. Another Stug arrives. The American assault, though, continues until the Rainier gets crushed. Stug almost down, but it makes it. Registered artillery. Once more over here, riflemen forced to run through the rain of mortars. More artillery fire, and oh dear, he's actually lost all of his infantry. Demolition Jeep has absolutely no more infantry. He has no Volksgrenadiers, no Grenadiers. He's only got armoured cars, Stugs, Nebula for snipers and pioneers, but no infantry. Nothing to really push the fight. This is, or could be, a pretty huge disadvantage. I would certainly recommend getting some replacement infantry for him soon enough. Let's return to Silentrain. We're paying a bit of a heavy toll. He needs to get a medic station, I'd recommend. Though I always recommend a medic station, essentially. Always. Because all the cool guys are doing it. No, that's not why I'm saying it. Nebula for firing again. Though it looks like it's been recruited and repaired. No! Oh dear. No, he hasn't salvaged that one. Apparently, oh, it looks a bit forgotten, a bit sad, you know. Nobody cares about that. The fight, though, continues. The Wehrmacht getting ready for another push, perhaps.
Enemy unit down.
And now the register powers, and looks like some more units went down to something. Oh dear, population cap has been reached. He could, of course, use that. Those views on something else. Perhaps he could get the smoke upgrade for the Sherman, and allow it to sort of quickly circumvent any anti-tank guns using smoke. Ever so clever, ever so genius. And for some reason he's quite content on just walking up that same path. It seems like he's lost all of the finesse, all of the sort of strength, which rather helped him in the beginning when he could attack from all angles, but now he's basically just gone back. It's what happens with a lot of American players in the late game. They basically just turn to sledgehammer tactics. And of course that's not really what you've done to do with the Sherman against a Stug from the front. The one exposed itself to bazooka fire. It does quickly pull out. Sherman getting hammered. Small engagement right here, and Grenadiers, which have come out there, are now quickly and gravely wounded and sent off. Several down. And this bunker is just there. It's not been upgraded with anything. Seems a bit of a waste. It looks like we are seeing an anti-tank gun coming up for Silentrain, perhaps to support things against armoured cars in the east. Although again, it might just be an idea to send over the Sherman there, open it up for something slightly more mobile, deal with that armoured car, perhaps throw in the Stugs and deal with them there. Stugs, neither veterancy 2, jolly good gives them the machine gun upgrade, which really helps. And I think something went down, I'm not entirely sure what.
Taking casualties.
Stug though pulls forward, getting hit though by the Sherman with its upgunned bit there. Also, fun fact: the Stug 3G actually had some of the later variants at least had a remote-controlled machine gun, basically like the Hetzer. Fun little fact there.
That should get you back in the war.
And a bit of teasing right there. Another sniper on the way. Apparently he lost one, perhaps to a Stug. They are actually pretty accurate against snipers. About as accurate as any other infantry, so that's actually reasonably good, I'd say. And now we go. He's actually shifting the approaches of attack. That's what we like to see. Sherman moving up. Armored car realizes quickly and clearly outgunned. It looks like he's in fact pushing hard for these now. About bloody damn time. Calling in artillery.
Enemy unit down.
Right, oh. Another Grenadier unit went down. This is absolute hell for Demolition Jeep's infantry. Absolute hell, to put it mildly. Pioneers left on their own. He's going to need some fresh replacement infantry, I suppose. Some more Grenadiers would be nice. And we are seeing a tank destroyer on the way for Silentrain. He just needs to secure the territory. Might be an idea to go for this strategic point, which can quickly get it, of course. And that's also right. Strategic point. And there we go, flanking up. Sherman leading the way. Armored car moving in there. Nothing to really stop it, though. And there we go, going for the strategic point. Stuke's moving in. Sherman, turns about, making it easier to damage. Rangers covering the retreat. Anti-tank gun quickly moving up.
Observation posts report.
And this is looking to be a rather nasty route for Silentrain. Though he is very close to getting access to that tank destroyer. There we go. M10 Wolverine arrives.
Krauts are grabbing our territory.
Armored car running into some pretty severe problems with that Sherman. And the anti-tank gun watches here. And now he's firing artillery at the Stooks. Oh dear, he's actually hoping to knock those out, or at least damage them enough to sort of keep them away from the Sherman. Although the 3rd Stuke has arrived, the 17th SS now pulling in its actual armored assets. And the fight against the armies. Sherman quickly gets out there, while in the south the tank destroyer is facing off against 2 Stooks, although they are damaged. They should not be underestimating, particularly when there's 2.
They're going after one of our munitions points.
Tank destroyer taking heavy damage. He's flowing quite a bit of resources. He might be hoping for an off-map combat group. Sherman quite damaged, and there we go, off-map combat group within seconds.
The Germans are moving in.
Within seconds. And a veterancy free Howards, which actually means he can fire reasonably often. And more grenadiers, so Panzergrenadiers, no LMG-42, that could be nice. Sniper quickly moves in. But again, things are now moving away for Demojeep. He doesn't quite have Silentrain as contained as it previously had. Oh dear, this MG-42 running the gauntlet of American Doom. Sniper being a bit close to the anti-tank gun. Oh dear, MG-42 gunner sacrifice himself for the sniper. What a heroic gunner. There's actually several MG-42s up. There we go, sniper running, MG-42 getting sniped again. Armored car Stuke moving up, and these Stukes counter-attacking in the west. Although heavily damaged. Have to be careful if that anti-tank gun decides to fire even a few shots. Still no off-map combat group. 26 kills, quite nice. And a bit of quiet once more. Although looks like some grenadiers are sneaking up here. What could he be up to? What could Demojeep be up to, that cheeky sword?
Enemy unit down.
Apparently running straight into a Sherman, which is not pleased to see them, rather moving up here.
This is able company territory now.
Not entirely sure what he's complaining about. Could be he lost something here. Could it be he got the snipers? Yes, indeed, he got the German sniper. He got him with the howitzer right next to the bunker. Oh dear, again, good rule of thumb. Bunkers are high priority targets for your opponent. Medic bunkers, medic station, casualty station. So of course remember, keep your units away from it. I mean, it's going to get hammered by artillery at whatever situations might require. And there we go. Get that off-map combat group. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. You have the manpower. Do not float manpower. Get it, get it, get it.
The Germans are after one of our munitions.
Come on, you can do it. You're a big boy now, Silentrain. You're a big boy now.
Our forces are taking casualties.
And the rifleman team gets cleared out. Come on. And about bloody damn time. Tank destroyer, mortar, rifleman, anti-tank gun. A potent combination, I suppose. Moving in here, Stuke holding the line. In fact, Stuke's holding the line. Grenadiers, MG-42 pack moving up. And the Sherman charges madly into things. Armored car knocked out on the flank. Tank destroyer also moving in there. Good, good. Sherman though exposes the rear. Oh no. I'm not entirely sure that will make it. Anti-tank gun getting sniped though. Stuke's running into the anti-tank gun fire. Oh dear, a pretty swift and solid attack by Silent rain, and we're seeing rocket artillery smashing something into the ground. Could have been the Sherman. And the anti-tank gun. Oh dear, but howitzer fire gets the Stug. And one anti-tank gun is decrewed, but an armored car goes down, but more Stugs push on. More Stugs. The 17th SS sending all of its armor it can from apparently one platoon or company in. My goodness. Looks like another Stug could be biting the dust any second now. Main gun destroyed. Will it be it? Oh dear, but anti-tank gun's going down. And there we go. Stug kaputt, brute up, nicht mehr. Oh dear. Sherman, though, is by some miracle still there. Although for how long that will last, I don't know.
Attention. The enemy advances.
And another rocket barrage. I suspect it will be, yes, indeed. Oh dear, heavy damage. Although, interesting enough, he didn't try to go for that howitzer with it. Which, of course, might give Silent Rain more time to prepare for another assault, and, of course, knock off some more artillery onto those Americans. Well, back to the action. American snipers still holding up. Stugs, though, really doing their thing. And again, I mean, a good upgraded Stug really can do a lot against infantry and armor. Certainly hold up nicely, although it still needs infantry support, and you don't rush in against anti-tank guns too quickly, otherwise they will go down quickly. They do not have a lot of health compared to Panzers. Still turning out to be quite a worthwhile investment. They're getting more armored cars. Might be a better idea to just stick with Stugs and good old Grenadiers. And hiccups. No, not hiccups. God damn it! Scheiße. Rather than moving up, Stug fire abound. And anti-tank gun quickly gets recruited. And we are seeing howitzer fire. Oh dear, Sherman moves in once more. Sticky bomb on one of the Stugs. Bazooka fire. Gunner kill on one Stug. Oh dear, that was close. And looks like the anti-tank gun is just beyond range of the howitzer. And the Sherman gets catastrophically crippled just before he can get out. Finally bites the dust. The little Sherman that could no more. Pioneers breaking through in these two armored cars once more, providing support for the advance. Oh, that mortar is also doing its best to sort of stifle that. And some Grenadiers doing alright against those Rangers. Although they probably do wonder if the fate that has befallen every other German infantry unit here is that it will get smashed by artillery. It looks like the American riflemen are taking quite a pasting. Armored car sneaking up. Oh dear, the mortar is in trouble. The mortar is in trouble. Off-map combat group, an armored car, an anti-tank gun, and some riflemen. Moving in. Howitzer exposed. Though he doesn't have the munitions for rocket barrage, and oh, he doesn't finish it off. Just runs. And he lost another Grenadier team. Unbelievable. I don't know how much German infantry can utterly annihilate in this game. Will he be getting fresh replacements? Or will he just be moaning their loss? Clearly he's not happy about it.
We are losing ground.
Stug moving in to the rescue for the fatherland. Gunner killed, flows quite a bit of a way. And no paint jobs getting scratched here. I'm sure Helmut is most pleased. And once more the howitzer roars. 32 kills. 33 kills. Just more Stooks.
We're losing a sector.
And riflemen, oh dear, just running into all of this fire, taking quite some losses. 12 kills on that Stook, including 2 armoured kills. Can't believe that my OMCG, my off-map combat groups, were that bad. Well, you better believe it. Sometimes you get something absolutely amazing, sometimes you just get something you actually have to work with, and sometimes you get rubbish. But you can't get 2 tank destroyers and armoured car every time. Thank heavens for that. But looks like the Stook is going to be hunted down. Though they are getting stopped by heavy machine gun fire from the Stook, from the MV-42 placed nearby. It really looks like that Silentrain is at the end of his tether. Losses too heavy. And he doesn't quite have the ability to replace the losses anymore, lacking again a medic station, although now going for some armor it looks like. And looks like the rocket barrage is actually ready. Yes, indeed, calling in on the howitzer, deciding this time for some proper counter-artillery fire. Right here on the eastern flank, though, I'd have thought he would have gone after the howitzer, just clearing out. Those Stook moving in. Veterans see free. Making the Stook tougher. Tank destroyer moving in. Howitzer gone forever and ever and ever. And now the tank destroyer is facing off against the mighty Stook with armored skirts with Schützen. Rather than getting absolutely torn to bits out in the open. Armored car blasted by anti-tank gun fire. M10 went down to the mighty Stook with 4 armored kills. Probably one of those were the howitzer though. Apparently gets counted for as armor.
Defended the fatherland until death.
And another anti-tank gun gets sorted out. Again, not really looking good. The forces of Silentrain have been spent in a less than Silentrain. And back to the action.
We're losing territory.
Can't believe I lose this. Well, again, better believe it.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
And yes, indeed, the last moments. Another Sherman. Stook facing off against the anti-tank gun. Who shall win this duel of 2 mighty titans? Now with that. Yeah, apparently the Stook won, which is not completely uncommon if it was sort of the real world. Anti-tank guns were a bit of trouble once they actually got spotted. But now the Sherman's running into an anti-tank gun of its own, and the Stook still fires. Stook though goes down. Sturmgeschütz is brewed up. And Pack is getting circled about rather than moving in. He doesn't really have a lot left though. It's been absolutely devastated. And another target destroyed victoriously by the Sturmgeschütz. And a rocket barrage right on this. Wrecking it and leveling the area pretty soundly. And there we go. This is the end, my friend. GG. And what can we actually learn from this? I mean, we saw some good things, we saw some bad things, we saw some pretty good aggression from the Ack in the beginning, but then again he sort of lost it. He sort of basically became enchanted with the sledgehammer method, just basically attacking from one point without a lot of maneuver. He probably could have done with a medic station again, and he might have admitted himself, you know, he probably was a bit too reliant on the off-map combat group for sort of providing him with victory, and let's try to get away from this. MG rattling on quite wasn't interesting. That's happened with the sort of replays. But of course, I mean, we saw also some good plays on the Wehrmacht plays. He was able to rally. He was able to hit him with the armoured cars. Pack was a good move then afterwards. Might have done with a bit more artillery early on. And we sort of, you know, good there. But again, I wouldn't say the off-map combat groups lost him the game. I mean, he had some really good work there with the artillery. But, you know, I mean, it was a bit more than that. It was, again, basically his sledgehammer approach which lost him the game. If he had been a bit more maneuver, he probably would have been able to overcome the Stooks a lot easier. But there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.